Welcome back to the Macro Quad Build. Last time we looked at the design of the carbon fibre and fabricated the arms using some 20x20 aluminium box section on the miter saw and the pillar drill. This time we're going to make a start on the electronics because the motors and props actually arrived far quicker than I thought they would. So these are the new BrotherHobby Avenger V3, which is the latest version of their 28 size motors. These are the 2812 and they are 1115 1115 kV. Now originally I had planned to run the wires running inside the arms, and ultimately I may still do that, but the wires on these motors aren't quite long enough to reach all the way to the middle when you do that, and it'll be quite a lot of extra effort to extend all 12 of the wires and then wrap them in Tech Flex or similar to protect them where they enter into the aluminium, because even though I filed it down soft, it's still quite hard edge. So for now, at least on this first build where we're just checking whether everything works, I'm just going to mount them with the wires running down the back of the arms. Okay, first thing to do is mount all of the motors to the top 2mm thick motor mounting plates. Now what I tend to do is put at least 2 of the bolts in, just so it holds itself together, before I then start putting the Loctite on, because otherwise you're trying to hold too many things at once. And try not to get Loctite all over your fingers. So okay, that's one motor ready, 3 more to do. Okay, we've got our 4 motors on their mounting plates, Loctited down nicely, wires coming out of the right direction for all 4 corners. These can now go on top of the arms. So the mounting bolts sit flush inside there. I probably could have gone for 2mm rather than 3mm, but it's no great loss. Two M4 bolts. Thanks to Hobby King for actually selling 32mm long bolts, which is the size I happen to need. Some nice fresh brand new nylox. To at least pretend to ourselves that we won't be taking these off anytime soon. I quickly realised it was fairly pointless trying to film that because I couldn't actually keep it under the camera, but suffice to say we now have 4 motors on the 4 corners of the quad, and actually I quite like how they look. This is pretty much the only thing I actually use flux for, by the way. I tape things that I'm soldering to the top of the plastic tub of flux, because the tub happens to be a convenient size and height. See if I can get some better symmetry going on. So as we know, symmetry of your ESC wires is very important to overall performance of your quad. Okay, I'm going to quickly attach a couple of test leads just so I can power test the ESC, check that all 4 motors twitch as they should do. These are just temporary leads. This is not what I'm going to be using to actually fly the thing with, so don't worry about how thin they are. So using the bench power supply with a fairly low current limit, let's say 400 milliamps, and we should hear all 4 motors play the first 3 beeps, the 3 rising tones, and then stop. Okay, that one and that one definitely worked. Yep, felt that one, didn't see that one, so I'll feel that one, turn it on. Yep, there we go, all 4 motors are working, ESC is alive, 27 milliamps, nothing is shorted, perfect. Right now I'm trying to see how I can neatly attach 2 16 gauge wires onto the pads. They are physically big enough, but I would like to do it without twisting the wires. I think that's actually okay. And I didn't forget the heat shrink. Okay, we now have our 2 male XT60 connectors, one of which will go on this side of the quad and the other one on this side of the quad, like that. Okay, this is just 99% isopropyl alcohol, isopropanol, and we're just going to liberally brush it over all of the crusty joints. Okay, there we have it, our 4-in-1 ESC, all wired up to the 4 motors, tested, dual power inputs on a pair of male XT60 panel mount connectors. Slightly sketchy, but should be fine, and all nice and clean, no crusty flux on it. Yeah, I'm happy with that.